New Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure on deck. This time it is the Robin from Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, one of my all-time favorite Batman movies. So let's get into this figure and see if it's any good. Now starting off, take note of this beautiful iridescent box. Once we remove the dust jacket, it is revealed to us Chris O'Donnell as Robin in 1/6 scale form. Now he comes with a bunch of accessories. We're going to take our time and go through all of them, but take note of this beautiful graphic that is revealed in the back. As you can see, lots of accessories. I do have the Batman on deck. Haven't received him yet, so we're going to go ahead and do this right now. We're going to reveal Robin, and there he is, guys. There is Chris O'Donnell as Robin. Now, I know this film, once again, it got a lot of hate. It really did. But I think that it's grown to be a fan favorite. Now, I saw the interview of Chris O'Donnell saying that he was embarrassed about this movie. I don't know why. You should be proud of this movie. And I am going to be proud of this figure on my shelf because check this out. Check out all the details. This is a black figure, but as you can see here, all the musculature absolutely pops. This is something that is very hard to pull off on a black figure like this. Take note, details everywhere. We have details on the bottom of the tread. The cape isn't wired, but that is a beautiful thing. Why? Because it drapes all so perfectly. A lot of people want to get Jackson Jew drape capes just for this purpose, but we don't need it in this case. Of course, we got to get the iconic Joel Schumacher shot. You know you have to do it. Take note of the musculature on the back, the vibrant red on his deltoids. Everything looks on point. And now it's on to the accessories, of which he has a lot. Take a look. A lot of accessories all matching because the Joel Schumacher film was absolutely stunning. Now we got the Batarang first, the Robin Batarang. Very slicey. Check it out. And of course, because this is a key part of the movie, we have Robin's heat gun. It does come with a little heat ray blast. We'll see that here in a second. And we have the Robin discs. There are two of them. They both match. Gotta love that candy red paint on this. Finally, Robin's pointed knuckle duster, giving me Logan Paul vibes. Now we got to do the hands. We have 4 sets of hands. They all match. This one is going to be, I believe, for the knuckle duster. This next hand is for the Robin disc. This one is for the heat ray gun. And finally, we have a general purpose relaxed hand. Now, they did give us a traditional base that is very similar to the previous Batman and Robin. I like it. Take note of the 3D pop on the logo. Here we have Robin on the turntable. Now, I do have him being held up by the crotch grabber just for some extra safety while I'm spinning around here, but he does stand just fine on his own 2 feet. Now, as you can see in the background of my display, I have almost all my figures on displays, but when you start running out of room like me, you're going to probably have to start throwing them on their feet just alone. So I may have to do this with this guy, and it's a good thing to note that he can stand. Now, I have previously consistently praised Hot Toys sculpting on these hair sculpts. Now, with these shorter hair figures, they do a really good job, and this one is no exception. Take note of his hair. Moving up the figure, we get to see just how much this figure pops with his musculature. And I gotta say, face sculpt looks really good. That is Chris O'Donnell in my eyes. Speaking of which, he does have posable eyes, but I'm gonna leave him straight on right now. Now, for whatever reason, I somewhat have a tendency to always pick out figures that are in all blacked out suits. But this Robin figure adds a bit of pop of color. I'm going to say that this is somewhat a pop of color with that red Robin logo on his chest. There is also something specific about this tone of black that they put in this figure. It has a very iridescent quality. Moving on to the posing, we all know this posing is not going to be the best. It's just not. It's a Batman and Robin figure. They are rubberized suits that are going to fight you on every single joint. That's just how it is. But we do get some decent posing. As you can see here, the suit wants to hold back the figure a little bit. But I think in all the typical poses you want to put this figure in, you could do it. As you can see here, we get some creasing here in the knee joint, but he can do it. Moving on to the ankle, it does move even though it's a one-piece boot. It does have some articulation. So Yeah, this is suffice for me. I knew what I was getting into. If you buy a Batman figure or a Robin figure, you just got to know that this is going to be the way it is. It's kind of mostly going to be a statue pose with some occasional articulation for some posing sessions. Speaking of which, here we go for our first pose. It is the heat ray gun. As you can see here, we have the blast coming out the nozzle of the gun. The head sculpt looks impeccable. And I absolutely cannot wait for that George Clooney Batman. It's on its way soon. So if you like what you're seeing, be sure also to hit like and subscribe, because I'm going to have it here soon. And I'm going to do a video just for you guys. Another thing that I'm happy about is this suit, even though it's a black suit, it has no problems that I could see. Not that I've heard of anything about it scuffing or scraping like that Batman Returns figure. Now, next up on the posing session, we're going with the Robin discs. There are two of them. I decided just to do one to show a little variability in the figure. I got them on the other hand with the relaxed hand. And in all angles, I like to say that, yeah, you can see the shape and form of this 1/6 scale figure at every single angle, which is something I was afraid of. You know, these blacked out figures, they can be difficult if you don't have the correct lighting. But this one looks very good. Finally, our last pose I'm going to throw in is the Robin Batarang. If you could call it a Batarang, we're going to go ahead and do that. The Robin Batarang. Now, it was a little bit confusing to decide which hand to use for this pose, but I think I got it figured out. And overall, I'm going to call this figure an absolute win. If you are a fan of Batman and Robin, I got to recommend it. I say you should pick it up. And of course, you got to get that George Clooney Batman. So that would be the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Batman and Robin figure. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and I'll have that Batman here soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.